everyone, and welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Lydia here with your new moon reading in Sagittarius for November 30th and December 1st of 2024, depending upon where you are in the world. And I just wanted to let you know that this month, in my opinion, my intuition is telling me that this month is probably one of the most influential and could be beneficial as well as challenging month of the year. Why is that? Well, we have this setting the stage for the next year. This month is kind of like the aftermath of what's happened in October and November. And the energies, of course, are high. Now, thinking about this, if you have listened to my last 6-month reading, which I will put the link below so you can actually take a look to see what December held for this year and how the rest of the months actually compared, you would probably note that this month is the culmination of all of the energies that have accumulated throughout the year. Now, this also means that we have the capability of having an amazing spiritual gain in this month. We've really changed in our consciousness throughout this entire year. And there's a glimmer of hope, no matter what has happened. Now, taking all global stuff aside, global world events aside, there is a glimmer of hope that is drawing within each and every one of our hearts. Whether or not this means that we actually know intuitively that there's something coming up, which is what I believe, or we keep one eye on the media and see what's going on in the world. Now, depending upon where you are, this could also mean that the world leaders that we're seeing right now, some are basically, they're stepping up and some are stepping down. I'll just say it that way. And that said, the dynamics for this world is going to be changing like no one's business in 2025. Why? 2024 was a transitional year where what we had from before, the old Capricorn, in earth, old energies that we had, now we are actually moving into the Aquarian age. And I don't know exactly what signifies it other than the precession of the equinoxes, but I do see that because Pluto has moved into Aquarius, it's moved into Aquarius for the next 20 years. There are many changes that are happening. Aquarians, or the Aquarius time period, is one of newness. We've got advances in science and technology. We have humanitarian efforts that are going to be increasing. The old systems are breaking down so that new ones can be formed. And it's about the power of the people for the people. So when we're looking at what is happening in the world at this moment, and it's happening very quickly, like this is the other thing too, our consciousness has raised so much, and it might not seem like this if you actually go to your neighbor and you find out something, just thinking, they might not show that they have a higher state of consciousness, but they do, because each one of us changes in our own way. And that said, there is a generalization of the consciousness raising throughout the entire world, so that everything that is happening from this point forward, it's going to seem like time is moving faster. And really, for all intents and purposes, it is, because the time from the other side, the time from across the veil, is different than this time. We work in linear time here on this planet because it's easier for us to figure out past, present, and future from looking at a linear time line. But across the veil, they don't have time. They have vibration. They have energy. And whatever happens is happening all at the same time in different types of energy and vibration. And like Tesla had said, think in terms of energy and vibration. That is exactly where we are and what we're doing. And why this time period is very, very interesting is because we are working towards an alignment of all of the planets, which is coming up in the spring of 2025. That is something very rare, of course, and it represents eons of shifting and changing. And to me, that is the actual representation of the age of Aquarius. And because it is in the springtime, which is also thought to say for the astrological cycle, it begins in the spring, rather than January for us, it's again calendar year, we are looking at the newest and the most iconic beginnings for us as with a new consciousness level, which is continuing to raise. So, just to say that with this new moon, and we do have a full moon coming up towards the end of the month as well, it is so jam-packed with events, with energy. The sparks of hope that are coming into is because across the world, we are seeing Christmas coming as well. And that said, what that tends to do is it brings in the light of love, the compassionate energy. Whether or not it is, if you look in the Christian terms of basically being the birth of Jesus, or if you look on the other side of things, that this is a time period to represent a compassionate, divine time where the energy of our hearts is really large, then we have the opportunity to see peace on earth. Now, it's very difficult to say that, I'm sure, because right now we know that things are escalating around us globally. Now, that is from our physical point of view. From the internal point of view, we can change this situation. We can change it so that we are not at war within us. And choosing that path of peace, or the peaceful energy, does not ignore what's going on. In fact, it allows us to open space for more compassion, to give to others who are going through hell right now in all of these areas. And that compassion also can move towards peace. We have the capabilities of using our heart energy and focusing it into the world, and allowing that, because we do make our reality. We do indeed make our reality. Again, think in terms of energy and vibration. If we take that energy and vibration and we say, we want to see peace energy out there, then we will evoke it. We will be, especially in a group, if we do this in a group, we can evoke a change in the world. And that is something that none of the leaders that are the key players in this situation, or the situations that are going on around the earth, have anything to do with. It's our turn. It is now time for the people to rise up. And we're seeing that in various parts of the world, where the farmers in the UK, God be with them, because this is a beautiful thing for them to be fighting for their own freedoms and rights. And this is something, I'm saying this because we all have freedom within. We have this capability. And when we're fighting for the freedoms that we want to see in the world, this is also, they're fighting, it's more than just that. It represents the freedom for everything good that we see in this world. The desires that we have, the hunger, like for the most part, they're also not only fighting for their livelihood, but they're also fighting for the fact that they want everyone to be able to have food in their bellies. This is something that is important. And we're going to see more of this. This coincides also with the astrological cycles and the aspects of the planets where they are. And I encourage you to go ahead and look at an astrological reading, because I'm not an astrologer. And I do know that the energies are similar. And this is why the energies of reading through oracle cards are similar to what is happening as well in the aspects, the celestial bodies in the sky. And I do tend to see that when they do align like this, specifically at this particular time where there are changes and we are moving towards a very iconic planetary alignment in this next year, then the energies are very high, and people are feeling them, and we are feeling the desire to once again exercise that humanitarian effort within ourselves. It's for the good of the people, not just ourselves, because when we do something for ourselves, that's wonderful, but we also have this capability of, when we do something for ourselves, we are doing it for everyone else. We are tied as we are one. So having said that, let's look at our new moon reading for today. The first deck that we're using is my deck, the Take Back Your Power Oracle Guidance cards. And those are coming out, by the way, just wanting to let you know, those will be coming out very shortly. I am just waiting for them to come in, and then I will arrange for a link below in my YouTube videos to be able to purchase should you want. The next deck that we also have, and this time we're going back to the usual Moonology Messages Oracle cards, by Yasmin Boland. So we're going to go in, there's only one card with that. But we're going to go in. I've picked the cards. There's 4, and I haven't looked at them, so let's look at them together. The first card we have today is Ebb and Flow. So this is from my card deck. The ebb and flow part of things right now is allowing the way that the energy is for it to just continue. Go with the ebbs and flows. We have challenges. We definitely will have challenges this especially this month. But we will also have some beautiful things, beautiful time periods where we're going to be moving into a state of joy and peace. We feel calm. But ebb and flow is simply the ups and downs of life. Not taking life too seriously is what this is also saying. It's so easy to move into that state of, oh, woe is me, or, oh my gosh, is it crazy what's going on in all parts of the world? Everything is up and down. It's easy to move into that area of fear because of the possibility of wars or the Third World War, which is what is on the channels at the moment. However, with this, and looking at vibration and energy only and not media, this is talking about, how do you take challenges? Are you feeling them so much that it brings you anxiety, that brings you anger or sadness, or taking you down into this spiral of energy, or of emotional energy? Or are you able to stay afloat? And this is encouraging you to take the higher perspective and be able to stay afloat so that you're not spiraling down in that emotional energy, because it's so easy to do that, especially with us as being humans, where basically the emotional humans that we are, we're not necessarily taught how to use our emotions. And this is basically saying, allow the emotional energy to be felt, because we need to feel it. That's why we're here. But then let it go, because this is one of those times where it could be a whole lot worse if we allow it to just gestate in our bodies. And then something drastic will happen. We'll have the more mental emotional issues. We could have physical pain and physical issues that are residing or happening as a conclusion of this. So allow the energy to ebb and flow this month, especially between now and the full moon. This is a time of newness, asking for what you desire, but we also have to let go of things first before we can bring in something new. And that's the way that the energy is. It's just like in and outdoor. You're allowing for the balance of the energy to come in and out. So allow that to happen. I'm just going to read the affirmation that I have for ebb and flow and see how this might resonate with some of you. I allow for the ebb and flow of experiences in my physical existence to carry me through my life purpose path. As information is gleaned from each life event, I will learn deeply the lesson it teaches me, then will let it go. Okay, this is one of those things that's very important, especially at this time. We are letting go of a lot of karmic energy in our dreams, and coinciding with some of the waking dream moments where we're actually feeling certain things. We could be feeling sensations, or seeing visions, or feeling something that you just can't really put any words to. And that is letting go of some of the energies that have accumulated or that are being worked through in this lifetime from past lifetime experiences. So keeping that in mind, allow yourself to be in a state of self-care, rest when you need, drink lots of water, fluids, and be able to just go with the flow of things. Sometimes, as Colette Baron-Reid says, sometimes you just have to tackle life on life's terms and just let it happen, because there's a learning moment in there for you as well. going on to the next card, we have the Moonology card that we have. The only one that basically is here for this, the 4-card reading I have, is reach for the moon, go for it. Okay, so this is a beautiful one too. This is exciting. So in this month, like I said, we have those ebbs, those beautiful time periods where we can recognize the abundance that we have, that if we're in an abundance and a gratitude mindset, then we basically can generate even that much more. If there's something that you have, whether or not it's a creative project, or there's something in your business that you're business or the workplace that you're wanting to do, this is the time to do it. If there's a relation or a romantic relationship that could be brewing, then this is one of those things to go for it as well. So it's looking at all of the opportunities. And plus, being the new moon in Sagittarius is a very adventurous energy. And the Sagittarius time period could also include some beautiful joyous points, because joy is one of those beautiful things that could come from adventure and choosing to take the adventure as well. So let's look at the reach for the moon, go for it. I know it's harder to find these things here, and don't mind me if I wink at you because I've got something in my eye that just doesn't want to come out. So I've been winking for the last, hour, I think. Anywho, I'm just finding it here, and here it is. Go for it. If you were hoping that the cards would confirm that you can get what you want, you're in luck. This card comes with a message. Go for it. In other words, it's all there for you to win. If you've been doubling or doubting yourself or questioning your ability to achieve a goal or to make something work, this card reminds you that you're magical and amazing, and you should rise to the challenge. Go forward with the positive expectation that everything can work out exactly as you'd like it to. The road ahead might stretch you a little, and you might have to call on resources that you didn't know you had. So try not to become upset or even resentful if things don't just unfold exactly in the way that you want. And again, that's putting too much of an attachment to a conclusion. If you do, you're going to be disappointed in whatever way. It's not going to come out the way that you want it to. So do not attach yourself to the outcome. Just allow spirit to bring you the best possible outcome that you could get. So try not to become upset. So there's a reason why it's all developing the way that it is. And the part of that reason could well be because it's helping you to grow as a person, possibly on a spiritual level, guaranteed on a spiritual level. But one thing is certain, definitely go for it. Additional meanings that might resonate with you: don't give up. Aim even higher. Success is within your grasp. Challenges can be character building. And belief makes the seemingly impossible possible. And you know what? We have this potential, especially right now, with the alignment of the planets, and also because of the energy of this full moon, this new moon, we also have the capability of recognizing certain potentials that we can bring into as a possibility, as an opportunity to happen in our lives. Once you put that energy out there, know that the energy is forming something in a manifestation, and whatever working parts have to happen, spirit and our helper guides are putting that together for us, or helping us to make this manifest. And of course, divine timing. So about this particular symbol, people will tell you that the sky is the limit, but moon lovers know it's easy to aim even higher. Go for it. So I like this one because it is saying, it's giving that little positive part, that flow, ebb and flow part of where we're going, knowing that we are going to have challenges. It's going to be a challenging time, but we have the choice to see things from a high perspective, and also to be grateful for what we have, especially right now. Reaching for the moon at this point, this is perfect. It's saying, go for it, get her done, do what you want at this particular time, and know that you can have that capability of extreme success as long as you do not attach yourself to the outcome. Okay, so the third card we have is strength. This is definitely for the ebb and flow part of life. We have this. First, I'm going to talk about how we do have strength. We were born with strength, and we have the capability of even that much more strength, building more strength within us. And that is what, while we come through challenges in our lives, we always have, there's always something, there's a cause and effect to everything. So if something particularly happens in our lives that throws us for a loop, and we have an emotional reaction to it, then there's always the opportunity to look at the situation and see, okay, wait a second. This is happening for me, not to me, for me. So what is it that I need to learn from this particular situation? And in that case, as soon as you start to recognize the synchronicities, you might even notice that these synchronicities happened before the event occurred. If you can piece it all together, then you start to build the strength within you, saying, you know what? Yeah, I could see how this would have happened. I could see how in this event, if this particular thing happened, this situation happened, or this person did whatever they did, either it was building in their lives, which I also have to keep in perspective, or it was building to a particular point where, bloom, it happened. And then once you recognize that and you start to realize that there is no fault involved here, this is a learning moment, you are building the energy of strength. And the strength compiles literally like layers of paper, one on top of the other. From the beginning, from the moment that we're born to the time that we die, literally the strength is building because we keep getting these lessons that we need to deal with. And once the energy is released, that is a karmic release, that is let go, and we have the capability of moving to a state of peace. So how this kind of reflects for right now is we're going to have to also draw upon the strength that we already have, especially for certain things. In my weekly newsletter, which I have a free weekly newsletter that I send out, and I encourage you to sign up for it on my website, takebackyourpower.live, and know that there is a portal that has opened up. So between the 1111 gateway portal and the 1212 gateway portal, there and before and after, shortly before and shortly afterwards, we open up. There's an energetic opening that happens for spirits, for souls, and it's their time to leave, to go back home. And we might have to have and draw upon the strength from the grief of seeing people leave, or animals, our loved ones, leave. That said, also know that the strength that we build from that, we can also share with others. And that generates huge compassion when we see a number of people going through or suffering through their challenges. We can help, whether or not that means energetic help and sending energy to them, or we can also allow ourselves to help physically. That builds strength not only for ourselves, but also helps them. So strength is something that we always have. We may think we don't have, but we do. And this is the time where you recognize that you have to have the strength. You have to draw upon the strength for any challenge that arises. Once again, this card goes really well with the ebb and flow card that we saw at the very beginning. Okay, let's go to the very last card here. Power. Hello. I love this card because it also talks about the power that we have within us. So this power is always here, and it also generates empowerment. So when we recognize, especially at this particular time, we're going into a new year, a new era of energies, which I will also write about or read about, do an intuitive reading about it. I'll write about it too, actually, in my newsletter. So sign up for that. January through December 2025, I'm going to be doing a reading, 6-month reading for each section for the next year. And it'll give you a little bit more details about each month. So that said, power that we have within us is going to be starting to be exercised even more. So as I was talking about some of the rebellious actions that are being taken by humanity at this particular time, needful rebellions, we're going to see more of that. Just my intuition. We're going to see more of that as things start to shift, as the systems start to break down. The old systems start to break down. A lot of them have to, if not all of them, actually have to. We need to start from a clean slate. That said, the power within us is going to start to grow that much more. It's going to allow us, no matter who is rebelling, the rebellion that is happening throughout the world, no matter who is doing that or feeling the energy of that, because I think we all will start to feel that, especially if there's large groups of people doing the rebelling. We're going to start to recognize the empowerment that humanity has. Each person has this capability, has this energy of power. We will also see, on the flip side of things, we're going to see the top-down structure of power that has been generated even since Roman times is going to start to crumble. It's going to start to change. In the cycle of things, in the like humanity's cycle of things, this system must break down so that we can empower each and every person. And that is part of the newest dimension, the newest consciousness that we're going towards, is more of a balanced equality viewpoint and perspective for each and every one of us, recognizing that we are all one. And that is not limited to just humanity, just putting it out there. So the power that we're going to see some power struggles that are happening. Humanity versus leaders, or the pushback for wanting to have that power, to recognize our personal power, and also to not to push it upon somebody, because we're going to find that there will be groups or factions that will try to do that. But this is one of those times where it is about our empowerment, our individualized personal power, and how it is growing. And it's interesting how strength and power come together. So especially at this particular time, this new moon, this is generating the newness, the new systems that are about to be placed or put into place. And it will take a while to get some of them into place. Having said that, let's look at the entire reading so that we can see how everything moves from one to the other. We need to look at how life ebbs and flows, and not take too much onus upon the challenges that we're going to be facing. If life gets you down, then where is there a point for us to be joyful? This is that time period. Are you going to choose misery over joy, or would you like to choose happiness in your life? And that is a choice. Happiness is a choice. So try not to take life too seriously at this particular time. That is the ebb and flow of life. And on a very positive note, we're reaching for the moon. Go for it. This is this time period also to make the decision to go for the creative project, the relationship, the whatever you would like to do and change in your life for your benefit, whether it's health and wellness, could be anything. In this case, what you have plans for, or if you don't have a plan and something comes to you, an opportunity, then it says, go for it. This is like a yes. Then we also recognize we need to have the strength to carry on in our life at this moment, but recognize and draw upon the strength you already have. And if you have this strength, share it with others who may not recognize their own strength. So this is on both sides. We're basically recognizing the strength within us, and also we will need to build that strength because of the challenges that are coming up, which we should not take too seriously, and allow for the ebb and flow in our lives. Also recognize that this is the time to recognize your own personal power, and that you have the power to make the changes in your life that you need to make it perfect. To make that life the perfect life that you want to live, the joyous life that you want to live, the life of peace. And that said, we have that power to be able to create the balance of peace within this world. It's so underrated, and it's been placed that way since, eons of time, since we've been here in our consciousness. in this particular consciousness, but because we are lifting, rising, our consciousness is rising, we're going to recognize more and more of our personal power. We're going to trust our intuition. And this is that encouragement to trust your intuition from this point forward. Recognize, that the power within you can manifest. So be very mindful about how you or what you want. Write it down. This is a perfect ceremonial time for the new moon, the full moon as well, any of the moons, any particular time periods, the 12-12 portal, which is coming up as well. Recognize that those are perfect times to write down what you would like to manifest in your life, and also for manifesting for the world as well, because everything that you do for yourself, for your highest good, is also going to be looked at by spirit for the highest good of all. So I hope this helps. I hope that you have a wonderful new moon in Sagittarius, a wonderful, adventurous, and very pleasant time. And choose for it to be pleasant in your life, because we can always choose the latter and then fall into that tornado going downward. With all the things that are happening in the world, send the love and compassion out there, because you have the power to do it. And keep some for yourself. Make sure to engage in self-care, rest when you need, exercise when you need, get out into nature and give some love to your loved ones and your four-legged fur babies, and just be in the light of you, your divineness. And I'm sending you all love. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.